Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Irrigation Association's latest Manufacturer Series webinar. My name is John Farn of the Irrigation Association. Thank you so much for joining us. Could not be more excited today to be joined here by Hunter and FX, talking to you about the latest and greatest irrigation and lighting technologies they have to offer. This webinar is going to be a little bit different than ones we've done in the past. The good folks at Hunter have put together two pre-recorded videos, one focusing on irrigation, one focusing on lighting. After each one, their experts are on hand to answer any questions you may have. So throughout the presentations, throughout the videos, please, if you have any questions, please type them in the questions box. After each video, we'll go ahead and stop. I'll pop back on and ask those questions to the experts who will then chime in. They're ready to go on their microphones to answer any of your questions they have about anything mentioned within their product lines during these videos. So without further ado, I'd like to thank Hunter so much for their support here today. And I will go ahead and play the first video. So thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Hunter Industries is built on innovation. We come out with new products regularly. In today's presentation, we're going to talk about what was new in 2020 and what's coming in 2021. To tell us about what's new in irrigation, we have Kelsey Jacquard and Dave Schaup, both senior product managers here at Hunter Industries. And to tell us about what's new in lighting, we have James Cervantes and Sarah Oyung, both product managers for FX Luminaire. To start us off in the What's New category for irrigation, specifically in controllers, Dave Schaup. Dave, would you tell us about the new controller products?
Thanks, Greg. I'd be happy to. Centralis, our in-house central control design, has really come a long way. And new and enhanced features, both in software and communications, are piling on fast. Probably the main thing for a lot of our users is we now have full runtime editing capabilities. By station block, we can do interval, we can run in hours, minutes, and even seconds resolution of runtimes. And this has been added to the feature set that we already had. On top of that, we're adding conflict detection. So if something is different in the field, has been changed at the controller panel that's now different than the software, we can enunciate and report those changes to the users so they can choose which one ought to rule. In addition, we've added cellular connectivity with 4G LTE communications so that we can now connect through 4G, Wi-Fi, and LAN. HydroWise also continues to evolve. This fully featured residential control system for maintenance professionals continues to get great input from the field, and we respond to that. You now have the ability to cancel irrigation for upcoming events in advance with suspension by date. You can easily view and manage key customers using a handy watch list tool for customers that might have multiple locations. We can organize controllers by the last use or the closest to your location with a controller sort function. We can simplify new plant establishment with a grow-in program tool that allows landscape establishment before weather-based adjustments start to kick in. And we can generate and send automatic contract-to-customer watering reports to enhance the contractor's business model. Another long-awaited development is a wireless HC flow meter that allows retrofit without any wires or trenching of flow sensing technology to HydroWise controllers. This is compatible with HydroWise-enabled HC, HPC, Pro HC, and HCC controllers only, but it sends station-level flow rates and flow totals from the sensor to the controller wirelessly without the need to dig trenches. Has a 500-foot or 150-plus meter line-of-sight range from the transmitter to the receiver and is completely license-free with versions for domestic and international. So we have a very flexible new solution for both new installation and system retrofits to add flow to existing installations or existing systems. And that is a very powerful feature. The PCDM decoder module brings our EZ Decoder technology to the Pro C level. And this allows several great things. First, you can simply increase the station count. If it's 2-wire only, you can now go to 28 stations over a single pair of wires or a couple of wire paths, up to 28 EZ decoders. You can also do 4 conventional stations because they're built in, with a total controller count of up to 32 stations. This is designed for use with the Hunter EZ1 decoders, which require no special wire or wire connectors, just normal professional installation. No grounding or surge arresters are required in the 2-wire path, although it can be done if necessary. With the simple programming and troubleshooting that we're all used to on the Pro C controller, this is the most affordable 2-wire solution in the market. To go with that, by popular demand, is a new wireless diagnostic tool, the EZDT, the EZ Diagnostic Tool, which will simplify maintenance of EZ decoder systems using the same technology we used in our revolutionary ICD-HP. This allows the diagnostic tool to connect to the decoder through the plastic case without disconnecting any wires and read line voltage, see exactly what's going on there. This allows the contractor to demystify the diagnostics of basic decoder without disconnecting wires and troubleshoot a system. The PCM 1600 expansion module now increases station capacity of a conventionally wired Pro C controller to up to 23 stations. This 16-station output module will now fit in above our standard output modules and increase the station count to 23 stations with built-in surge protection for improved reliability. It is a very compact and affordable solution that maximizes the value of the small but affordable, simple, and reliable Pro C controller. The Roam XL antenna extension kit allows you to increase the range of our license-free remote control for domestic users by extending the antenna to an elevated location. That's what increases the distance. So while it's always been possible, the parts can be hard to find and nobody wants to part that together on their own, you now have an adequate kit from Hunter Industries, which will improve line-of-sight communications, get the receiving antenna up above buildings and foliage, and will include a 25-foot or 6-meter radio cable and mounting hardware. So if you're having coverage issues or you want to improve your coverage footprint, this is the easy way to do it, prepackaged from Hunter Industries. And the incredible new decoder stake. Bringing you the latest in pointed stick technology, Hunter has created a stake for all decoders, and it is essentially a universal decoder stake that will allow you to strap the decoder to a stake within the valve box to keep it out of the mud and critters and gravel and keep that decoder where it can be accessed. If you're using a Hunter decoder, that bottom of the decoder, which is shown up toward the top, is the part that is sensitive for our wireless diagnostic tools. It is held up for you so that as soon as you remove a valve box lid, you can just apply the wireless programmer to that side of the decoder and be in communication with it immediately. These stakes are also made with durable recycled material. So it is a green solution. We've minimized packaging so that instructions are only printed on the box. There are not individual bags for everything, and it minimizes litter on the projects. Easy to install, sold in convenient 10 packs, and the zip ties are included. So this is the green solution for quick decoder access and organization within a valve box.
Thank you, Dave. And now to tell us about what's new in mechanical products, Kelsey Jacquard.
Thanks, Greg. For our mechanical irrigation offering, we took a lot of customer feedback and applied it to these new and upgraded products. So we've added a 6-inch model to our popular PGP Ultra product line. And it's about time, really. We've had a 4-inch and 6-inch everything, including our short range rotor, the PGJ, the more advanced I-20, and our Pro Spray pop-ups. So now we also have it for our PGP Ultra. What's also exciting is 2021 is the 40th anniversary of the original PGP, the PGP ADJ. The PGP Ultra is the next generation version with added features like the patented automatic arc return, non-strippable drive mechanism to prevent damage from vandalism, and a headed and slotted screw for easy radius adjustments in the field. So with a complete PGP Ultra family from shrub to 12-inch, the PGP rotor is available for use on risers, short turf, and tall ground cover. For the I-25 nozzles, we have the same high efficiency performance of the original nozzles, but we've made a few changes to the design to make it easier to install in the field. We changed the shape of the front of the nozzle to make it easier on the user to press in, and we changed the shape of the back of the nozzle so it slides into the rotor more easily. The new nozzles are retrofittable in all I-25 rotors, including 25-year-old models. Hunter offered several kit options for irrigating synthetic turf, and we have recently streamlined those kits to 2 options. The STG 900 kit can be specified for smaller fields with a throw radius up to 120 feet. For synthetic turf fields, it is recommended to install an irrigation system for cooling and cleaning. Temperatures on the field can hit up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, creating safety hazards for the players. And with many of the new infill materials, hydration is important to keeping the field temperature down. Also, cleaning is super important as dust and bodily fluids end up on the field, and an irrigation system allows for automated flushing and cleaning. The more popular, larger synthetic turf irrigation kit is now the ST1600 kit, which comes with a long-range gear-driven rotor with a throw radius up to 165 feet. It also comes with 3-inch galvanized iron fittings with Victaulic connections, a 3-inch metal low-pressure loss valve, and a stainless steel inlet hose. Our synthetic turf irrigation kits are designed to bring the irrigation components together inside one strong vault enclosure that offers simple access from the top once installed for quick servicing and maintenance. Going from really big specialized irrigation equipment to much smaller irrigation product, we are soon releasing a new version of the Hunter Spiral Barb Elbow. This new version has a larger barb for a more secure connection to flex pipe. These new fittings look and feel really strong, and the spiral design before the barb allows for easy installation compared to other fittings on the market. The upcoming MP Stake is a convenient solution for temporary irrigation applications, including native plant restoration, plant establishment, and nurseries. 2 model options come pre-assembled with a 26-inch stake, a nozzle adapter, and supply tubing to a 1/2-inch male fitting for quick installation. The pressure-regulated model comes with a pressure-regulated shrub adapter and a check valve for added efficiency and increased height. These are also great for soak-in applications with EcoMat and subsurface irrigation for establishment periods. Our multi-port emitters have been upgraded with new directional swivel ports to better direct the irrigation for mixed plantings, groups of plants, and sparse plantings. All ports have built-in pressure compensation to ensure consistent flow rates. Unused outlets can be capped with PVC cap plugs, and all multi-port emitters are color-coded for flow rate designation. Minimize the risk of root intrusion by adding copper to Hunter Dripline. Copper oxide in the emitter provides root intrusion resistance and does not leach into the soil. At the same time, anti-siphon technology prevents debris from getting sucked back into the emitter, which can cause clogging. With stretch-wrapped coils and color-coded stripes to indicate the flows, Hunter Dripline is easy to use and easy to store. I would like to add that we also have new packaging for our micro irrigation products that makes it even easier to find the right Hunter micro product in the branch. We are excited to roll out our new merchandising to show off our complete line of micro irrigation solutions.
Thanks, Kelsey. 2020 was a great year for new products as well. Let's go ahead and recap what we saw new in 2020. Take it away, Kelsey.
Thanks, Greg. So in 2020, we expanded our line of pressure regulation to include a new pressure regulator adapter for our rotors, which allows you to add pressure regulation underneath any 3/4 inch rotor. So this reduces incoming pressures up to 100 psi down to the optimal 45 psi. So we also expanded our line of pressure regulated rotor bodies to include shrub rotors for above ground applications. The PRB rotors reduce incoming pressures up to 100 psi down to the optimal 45 psi for both the PGP Ultra and the I-20. The PGP Ultra PRB now comes with a new shrub model and the existing 4-inch plastic option, and the I-20 PRB now comes in a shrub model as well as the previous 4-inch and 6-inch plastic and stainless steel options. In 2020, we launched our latest and greatest 1-inch rotor, the new I-50. The I-50 rotor uses a planetary gear drive design, like our powerful Golf rotors, to power through dirt and debris. This gear drive design gives the I-50 the most torque out of any 1-inch rotor for ultimate reliability in any environment. The filter screen also has added surface area to capture more dirt and debris. We have 2 models of the new I-50, an adjustable arc from 50 degrees to a non-reversing 360 degree, and an opposing nozzle option with a 360-degree model. The arc adjustment is now done by hand using the new collar on the I-50 to set the left edge. The new I-50 has already been installed on sports fields and tough reclaimed water sites without issue, and we are super excited to see it expand into even more demanding applications. Hunter Dripline comes in both pressure compensating models and pressure compensating with check valve models. We also offer reclaimed water versions of the pressure compensating models without check. The built-in pressure compensation allows for uniform flow and consistent coverage across the emitters. HDL is color-coded for both pressure compensation and check valve models, as well as striped to indicate the flow. For example, the drip line shown is a light brown for pressure compensation, no check, and gray striped for the 0.6 gallon per hour emitter. HDL is also stretch wrapped for easy use and easy storage. We are proud of our new Hunter drip line, and it has been exciting to see this line grow. We have also added large commercial filters to our line of Hunter Y filters. These include 1.5 and 2-inch Y filters with 80, 120, and 150 mesh stainless steel screen options and a disc option at 125 micron or 120 mesh. These big commercial filters have low friction loss, and they are made from glass-filled polypropylene for a heavy-duty construction.
Thanks, Kelsey. Dave, give us what was new in 2020 for controllers.
Just a quick recap, the Node BT controller. We took the industry's greatest battery-operated in-valve box controller and added long-range wireless Bluetooth technology so that anyone can easily manage it from a smartphone up to 50 feet away and install it wherever AC power is unavailable. It is in multiple languages. It is super reliable. It has manual test buttons, and it seemed to hit just what the market was asking. The Node BT is available in 1 through 4 station increments and comes with a novel new holder to hold it in horizontal and vertical applications. Perhaps our biggest moment of 2020 was the X2 controller with wand. So this provides an option to add advanced water-saving features using HydroWise technology to a basic dial-operated controller. So for the builder market or startup residential situations, the dial programs much like any other Hunter controller. But for online connectivity, advanced features, and especially advanced water management, plug in the wand Wi-Fi module and connect to a local router, and it becomes a HydroWise controller. Another huge innovation of 2020 was the revolutionary EZ Decoder system. There have always been 2-wire decoder systems, 2-wire control systems out in the market, but the goal with the EZDS was to take the mystery out of it, to use regular wire, regular waterproof connectors, the same ones you use for your solenoids, and have a simple, hassle-free, no callbacks, 2-wire control system. That's what EZ Decoder did. It's been hugely successful. available with the ICC2 controller and the HCC controller, and as we've seen, shortly with the Pro C and the EZDT diagnostic tool.
Thank you very much, Dave and Kelsey. Let's pause right here for a moment and take any questions that might have come in about what's new in irrigation for 2020 and 2021.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So I see there are already some questions coming in, and Greg, I'm going to test you. Can you hear me okay? There you are. Perfect. All right. So several questions here. And again, if anybody has any questions at all, please go ahead and type them in the questions box. We have a few questions already. We can spend about 10 minutes or so answering questions on this and then roll into the lighting. Real quick, I will say some of you have sent us some messages regarding some audio issues. If you do have audio issues, I know GoToWebinar can be a little bit wonky, as can any of the meeting webinar systems that we're using these days. Test your audio controls. I know a lot of you have done that already. It may not be coming through too well on your phones. A recording of this will be available. So if you've registered for this, a recording will be sent to you in the next few days and will also be available on the Irrigation Association's YouTube page and will be shared in our social media channels. So if you missed part of it, couldn't hear part of it, don't fret. All this content will be available. If you have any questions, please share them with us. I'd be happy to answer them right now. So I'm going to just get to it right now and go through these. And these kind of rolled in, fast and furious throughout the presentation. First question comes from Kevin. Are these expansion modules installable in older controllers already in place? And does the installation automatically expand these programs accordingly?
Yes. In the ICC2 controllers, all we have to do is get an upgrade kit for an existing chassis that'll replace both the power module and the face pack. And those are available prepackaged for that very purpose. Once that's done, you can install these expansion modules and work with those. Pro C might be a little different, but there will also be a field upgrade kit for that as well to allow interaction with the new modules.
Perfect. The next question, is there a maximum pressure that the MPEs can handle? Also from Kevin.
Yes, and that maximum pressure is about 50 PSI.
Perfect. And this question comes from Steve. Copper oxide also available in the wrap and mat line?
I don't know if I understand that question.
So, Steve, if you can go ahead and kind of rephrase the question. What you've had there is, as it reads, is copper oxide also available in the wrap and mat line? So maybe you can rephrase that a little bit so folks can, try to better understand what you're trying to get through. We can get to that one a little bit later.
I can clarify a little bit just to chime in. So the copper oxide that we're using is just in the emitter itself. So I don't know if that answers the question.
Perfect, Steve. That answers it. Let us know if you want to expand on that. Please send us a message the same way and we can get to it. This one comes from Darren. Does the wireless flow sensor have an available K factor and offset?
The wireless flow sensor is a scaled pulse type. So it is basically 1 click per gallon in the larger sizes and 0.1 clicks per gallon in the 3/4 inch size. So in that type of setup, we can calibrate them in hydro-wise, but we don't use K factor. It's not a frequency-based system. You just put in the size, basically pick it off our list, and it'll set it up correctly for you.
Perfect. Okay. And if you have any follow-up questions, please send them back in. So Cam, Darren, if that didn't answer it, you want to expand upon that, just send a follow-up question. We can get to that as time is allotted. This question comes from Cam. Has the I-50 replaced the I-40?
No, the I-50 is still The I-40 is still very much available. Yes.
Perfect. And so this is a good question from Michael. How reliable is the wireless flow sensor?
Well, it's very reliable. We do say, and there's a caveat, we do say 500 feet line of sight or 150 meters. That is truly line of sight. As soon as you add buildings, terrain, foliage, it will cut that distance down. There's a way to check that in the product documentation ahead of time before you cut anything to make sure it's going to be reliable. But as long as the distance specifications are met, then it's going to be reliable. It's just that terrain, foliage, etc., do have things that are out of our control, so it's wise to verify proper functionality. It's a little bit misleading to put a distance and then say line of sight, because people don't hear the line of sight part. They just assume everything is line of sight. But with that caveat, I'd say it's very reliable.
Excellent. And I'm just reading as they come in. The next question from Mom. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It is possible to remote the receiver, elevate the receiver, which includes the antenna, quite a good distance from the controller, more than usual, I would say. So the key to improving any of those coverage type of problems is to get that antenna to an elevated position. We can help you how to do that, and there's some documentation with the product that tells you about that. So it's a way to work on the receiver end to increase the range as well as placing the transmitter. Sorry, that was it.
That's great. Thank you. And this one comes from Molly. Will all these updates be added to LandFX?
Yes, I'll just chime in for that one. Yes, anytime we have a new product release, the product information is added to LandFX.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would be our expectation, yes.
Great. And then let's see here. Did you all say the conventional wire for the EZ Decoder system? Did you say conventional wire for the EZ Decoder system meaning 14 gallons, or was that incorrect?
Oh dear, what I said. The EZ Decoder system can use pretty much standard irrigation wire, but we only need a pair of wires. And the distance over which you can successfully transmit is determined by the gauge of those wires. Our traditional premium systems generally start with 14 gauge American wire size, which is about 2.5 millimeters squared. If you're going shorter, and a lot of two-wire systems do go shorter distances, you can use smaller wire. And there's a chart that goes with most of the presentations and in the manual and on the webpage that'll show you how far you might expect to go with any given wire size. I didn't get the gallons reference.
Okay.
But I think that's my answer. That use of the term conventional can lead to confusion. So we're not requiring special wire, but it is a two-wire system. We do want waterproof connectors in it, but we don't require the super high-spec waterproof connectors that some systems do.
Oh, great. Let's see here. Next question. The HydroRise option with the wand on the X2 does not have the usual HydroRise display, correct? That question's from John, a different John.
Yeah, that's correct. So when it's in a standalone mode, the LCD display that works with the dial works just like any standalone Hunter controller. When you plug in the wand, and I should have mentioned in the presentation, wand means wide area network device. Okay, kind of clever as engineering goes. But once you plug it in, it basically overrides the LCD dial, and at that point, the user interface is your mobile device or your desktop, however you choose to access HydroWise. The experience has been that once they're online, most people don't go back to the controller. They use the mobile interface.
Okay, perfect. Next question from Javier, and we can take a couple of more, and then I think we need to get started on the lighting portion of the presentation. And if any questions, we can share contact information. I know if any questions at all, email education@irrigation.org, and we can pass along your questions directly to the experts at Hunter to answer any questions you have that we're not able to get to during this webinar. And my good colleague Greg is now back, and I know that he was muted for a little while, so please chime in. You should be good to go now, it looks like, Greg. So please chime in.
I am.
Yeah, there you go. So I think a couple more questions, we'll get to the lighting component. So this was from Javier. The I-50 works great on sand-based fields. Are there any plans to do any upgrades with the I-25 high speed for clay infields similar to the I-50?
There are no plans at this time. The I-50 is only coming out in the 6-inch model for now, and we're going to see how that goes before we look into adding that technology in anywhere else.
Okay. And does the tubing of the Eco Wrap and Eco Mat also have the copper oxide within the emitters? It's from Steve.
That was the clarification for that first question. No, the Eco Mat and Eco Wrap don't have root intrusion, a possibility of root intrusion, because you have that fleece wrapping there already. So the copper oxide is added to the emitters just for the drip line itself. So it would prevent root intrusion if it was to be buried subsurface. So nothing in the Eco Mat and Eco Wrap.
And then since it's a pulse sensor, is from Darren, am I able to assume for retrofits, the controller must be replaced with a hydrorized controller to use the sensor?
That is generally correct. The HC meters and the wireless HC meter are designed for hydro-wise operations. They do have, I will say, limited compatibility with the ACC product family, ACC and ACC2. That click rate is a little bit slower than we'd like to see for real-time flow monitoring, but they will work for flow totaling. When it comes to the real-time flow monitoring, we like a faster click rate. Most of the K-factor type sensors, and also those that have more decimal points. So in the scale pulse family, when you get to 0.01 or 0.001 gallons per click, now we can work with that. But at 1 gallon per click, the totals will be correct. So that's kind of the fine print. The real idea is that, yes, the wireless HC flow meter is designed for hydro-wise. I would also point out that we introduced a wireless WFS sensor that's more like a regular HFS sensor for other Hunter flow sensing controllers about 2 years back. So there are other options there with K-factor settings.
Very good.
And we'll get contact us or sales rep for more info if necessary.
Perfect. And I think we get to 2 more questions, and then we really have to move on here. For the wireless rain sensor, is there anything that we need to do at the on-site design process to test to see if there's interference prior to installation of the wireless sensor?
Actually, well, I'll just answer the question anyhow. Almost all of our products have a way to test them, in our wireless products in particular, prior to permanent installation. Speaking product manager, I don't know what it says in the manual. Yes, I would always test that before I nailed it down. Very wise use of a small amount of time. And there's techniques for doing that with each product.
And then this is the last one. And then the other ones, if there's time at the very end of everything, we can come back to them. But can the wireless flow sensor be used with other control systems? Actually, we got that question a couple of times.
I'm not sure I should answer that. I would, before I did answer it, I would want to test it with those other systems. That's something we'd probably be open to, but that obviously our thrust has been to get it working properly with ours, so we have a complete product that we can guarantee soup to nuts.
Okay, great.
I'm just thinking that one through a little bit more. I don't want to create false hopes. I think it could, but subject to testing, I'm not going to make guarantees.
Perfect. And again, I know at the very beginning of my presentation during Q&A, audio continued to be an issue a little bit. I think we have it under control. We're all getting better at this as we go along. So thanks, Greg, and thank you to our experts on the irrigation side. We'll come back to those questions if we have time at the very end of the lighting Q&A session. So now we're going to play the lighting video and then come back on for a Q&A after, and I think I have control over how to do this now. So I'm going to go ahead and play the lighting video. Thanks a lot.
As an industry-leading manufacturer of landscape and architectural lighting products, FX Luminaire is focused on creating new products that fit the market needs. To tell us about what's new in 2021, we have James and Sarah, product managers of FX Luminaire. James, take it away.
Luxor technology has received many new updates in 2020 and 2021. The new Luxor Cloud connection provides cloud and IoT functionality to your Luxor app and your Luxor control system. It's going to provide a secure and reliable method in order for homeowners as well as contractors to access their Luxor controller anywhere at any time. The most powerful feature available with Luxor Cloud is the multi-site management. Site management will make it easy for contractors to provide off-site troubleshooting as well as off-site lighting design. With Luxor being the most advanced lighting control system on the market, our main focus is to make sure that we continue to integrate with some of the more popular smart home systems: Control4, Lutron, Crestron, Savant, and now Elan. Another feature that comes with the Luxor Cloud software is the ability to easily integrate with smart home products. One of the first to be integrated with Luxor is Amazon Alexa. As we move into 2021, we continue to focus on new smart home products that we are able to integrate with, such as Google Home. One of the most exciting products that we have coming in 21 is a product that has been asked for many, many years. It is the new low voltage 12 VAC strip lights. Initially, these strip lights will be available in multiple white color temperatures, such as 2700 and 3000 K. They are constructed of extruded silicone in order to provide an IP67 protection rating against outdoor elements. They will be available in 10-foot strip lengths and will come with multiple jumper cables in order to make sure that that splicing connection between the multiple strips is quick and easy. There will also be multiple mounting accessories, such as an aluminum channel, as well as the new hardscape mount. Sarah, go ahead and tell us about the new NL up-down sconce.
The new NL up-down sconce is the up-down version of our popular NL downlight. Designed to fit 4-inch posts, the surface-mounted NL can now be ordered with an up and down configuration where the integrated boards can be individually addressable. We took the time, should we go back? We also took the time to improve on some other design elements, such as an extended shroud for better glare control and a mechanically compressed gasket for water ingress protection. The LD ledge light is our new standard series ledge light compatible with G4 LED lamps. This fixture requires absolutely zero tools to install and service. The frosted lens holds the socket and lamp and has a new snap-on lens feature. You can simply press the button on the lens and the entire module releases from the fixture's housing, making the socket and lamp both accessible.
New on the lamp side are the new MR11 Eco lamps. They will be available in 2 color temperatures, 2700K and 3000K, 1 beam angle option, your flood 35 degree, and a 2-watt output. They are compatible with the Luxor low voltage cube and will be pre-installed into multiple FX fixtures that accept an MR11 base.
This new stainless steel bracket is a mounting option for our uplights and downlights. It comes with a 1/2-inch threaded male adapter to fit any of our accessories or anchor bolts for direct surface mounting. This option is great for tight spaces where you need a shorter overall height, such as fitting under soffits or behind fascias. Now included with every modern path light, the Conduit Stabilizer helps prevent rotational movement of the conduit after installation. Our modern path lights have an innovative design where the fixture is secured on a standard PVC conduit stake. The Conduit Stabilizer fits at the base of that conduit, and since it has a small footprint, there's no need to dig a hole during installation. Simply pound the conduit into the ground, tighten the set screw to orient your fixture, and know that the path light isn't going anywhere. This new critter plug is pre-installed in standard series uplights. It helps prevent unwanted bugs from damaging the socket. If the socket does need to be changed out for any reason, the critter plug can be easily removed and reinstalled with a pair of needle nose pliers. This new small but mighty lock ring is now included with all designer and standard series uplights. It helps adjust and secure the fixture's direction. You can orient the fixture to face the direction you need and tighten the lock ring down on the spike to secure it in place. The new mini junction box has been redesigned to allow more space to fit wire connections and additional wire. It also has a snap-on backing and wire slots on the same side, making it easier to hide wire for a clean professional installation. Available in 2 sizes and with the ability to fit up to 6 up or down lights, the tree ring accessory makes it easy to illuminate tall tree canopies, textured tree trunks, and cast down lighting.
Thanks, Sarah. Wow, we've got some great products coming out in 2021. Let's quickly recap the products that we had in 2020. Keep it going, Sarah.
One of the most exciting launches we had in 2020 is the line voltage series. With total flexibility in color temperatures, beam angles, and outputs up to 2,500 lumens, this new line provides ideal solutions for lighting projects that require higher outputs and electrical capacities. With at least one fixture in every fixture category, these products combine world-class engineering with a signature contemporary design aesthetic. There are special features that help improve maintenance, servicing, such as removable cartridges and highly resilient mounting accessories, as well as tamper-resistant elements for security in public spaces.
The newest release in 2020 for our LED lamps included a 3000K color temperature. This is now paired with our 2700K and 3900K color options, as well as our 4-watt, 5-watt, and 6-watt outputs, giving you a complete line of MR16 LED lamps for your retrofit jobs.
At 1.5 inches wide and with one LED, our smallest fixture, the surface-mounted QL, provides soft, downward illumination for narrow applications such as posts, perimeter fencing, doorways, pergolas, etc. This fixture includes a modular mounting bracket that provides flexibility during installation. There's these breakaway tabs that allow you to feed the lead wire in a total of 4 different directions, and the same tabs also serve as a measuring tool when you mount the bracket. So when you're ready to install, you simply slide the fixture onto the 90-degree tab and secure with the hidden set screw. Also in 2020, the KG and TE in-grade lights were redesigned. They feature an adjustable gimbal assembly that you can tilt by hand to aim your light in the ideal position. There's also an optional clear protective lens that helps with walk and bike over applications. Some design elements that changed: the faceplate's main opening is wider, and the faceplates are now die casted and installed with 2 tamper-resistant screws from the top. These changes helped to make them less costly to manufacture, and in doing so, we pass the savings on to you. The drive-over-rated HP48 paver light seamlessly integrates with standard paver systems. It has an innovative optics that provides a soft, uniform glow across the entire face of the fixture, eliminating discomfort glare. The innovative snap-in system provides flexibility in changing the fixture out for different color temperatures or upgrading to zoning, dimming, and color boards. My favorite part about the HP48 paver light is that you can install a construction sleeve ahead of time, cover it with the construction cover for safety and keeping debris out, And once your pavers are laid in there, you can simply plop that fixture into place with no tools, and it stays put. At 2¼ inches tall, the new HS wall light was designed to fit the shorter risers of modern steps. To serve more applications, this fixture also kicks the light output far and wide, so it doubles as an area light. This fixture is available with a warm 2700 Kelvin, a cool 3900 Kelvin, or ZDC LED options. The new and improved LF ledge light was redesigned with a focus on easy maintenance. The lens has captive screws and guidelines that help seat the LED board into the socket. These features help the contractor easily hold all the internal components in place with one hand while screwing the lens into place with the other hand. We've also improved sealing, and the fixture is now rated IP65. With 4 stylish faceplate designs, a compact profile, and minimal glare, the SL wall light provides 1 or 3 LED options. It's compatible with standardized single-gang junction boxes to help address any construction scheduling needs. For 4-inch posts and other surface-mounted applications, the SL also includes a bracket that secures with a hidden set screw. The modern Pathlight family has 4 different looks and 4 different light distributions. The MPL is our original option. It's 1 LED and it casts light forward. The MPJ is our brightest option, up to 6 LEDs, also for casting far and wide. The MPK offers up to 3 LEDs and is ideal for narrow paths. And lastly, the MPZ provides the most glare control and has a wide forward-facing light distribution. All 4 options feature our standardized conduit mounting method and now also include the Conduit Stabilizer for maximum strength and rigidity.
The EX150SS provides your economical stainless steel option for your everyday lighting installs. It is certified to UL 1838 as well as UL 379 pool and spa rated. FX continues to be focused on growing your business. Some main features include My List, as well as additional marketing support that all can be found on fxl.com.
Our classic white FX product boxes are getting a makeover. They'll be branded with FX Luminaire on all sides, and the product labels have relocated to the shorter side of the boxes, making all important information in one location and easy to find on distributor shelves.
The most powerful selling tool available to contractors is the Luxor Demo Kit. The Luxor Demo Kit comes with a 300-watt Luxor controller, 8 fixtures, and multiple Luxor accessories in order for you to provide the most efficient lighting demo for your customers.
Thank you very much, James and Sarah. Right along with all of the great new products that Hunter Industries has to offer, we have a great collection of powerful tools to help you grow your business, including the Runtime Calculator. We built this tool with the irrigation professional in mind. Not only can you use the calculator to quickly generate irrigation schedules, you can also use it to save, view, and send schedules to customers and staff via multiple devices and brand your business. We also have the Water Savings Calculator to show your customers how much water and money they can save by upgrading to more efficient irrigation system. Hunter's new SiteRec app is a powerful, free resource that helps you organize and suggest irrigation product upgrades and system recommendations to your customers without having to carry around any bulky brochure packets. The app is easy to build, easy to use, and can be downloaded to your iPad for future use even when there's no Wi-Fi on site. Simply add your company logo, photo, and details for a customized, co-branded presentation, and this app becomes your next best sales tool. For anyone designing or installing drip irrigation, the Hunter Dripline Calculator can help you make the most of your micro irrigation design and eliminate the guesswork before starting a project. Take advantage of the easy-to-use Hunter Dripline Calculator. The calculator has 2 handy built-in features: the Zone Totalizer, which can calculate total drip line and emitters needed for a zone, as well as the total flow and application rate, and the Product Recommender, which gives you the specific Hunter product and accessory suggestions for your product based on plant, soil, and application types. Be sure to take advantage of Hunter and FX My List. These are innovative online tools that simplify the product ordering process, streamline communication, and help you better organize product and system design information. The interactive product builder will help you specify products and accessories for each project and add those products to running lists. You can even add notes and installation details to keep track of systems you've designed. Also, be sure to visit Hunter University. We put all the information you need to succeed at your fingertips. This free online education system offers in-depth courses on Hunter and FX products and installation procedures so you can work more efficiently, conserve more water, install with confidence, conserve electricity, troubleshoot with ease, and sell with assurance. There are training paths for all parts of the industry: distributors, contractors, designers, municipalities, as well as agriculture. On our website, you can also find custom marketing materials including door hangers, yard signs, truck magnets, postcards, and brochures. Access these tools and more at hunter.direct/tools. And for more information about Hunter products, visit hunterindustries.com. All right, now we're going to open it up to a Q&A session. Back to you, John.
All right. I think that went much more smoothly. Thank you very much for your patience. There were a few questions on lighting, definitely not as much as we had on irrigation. So if you have any questions whatsoever on lighting or irrigation or anything you heard from our panel of experts from Hunter Industries, please go ahead and type them into the Q&A box. And so without further ado, I will get started here on the lighting ones. First, are there any prefab sizes for the strip lighting?
They will all be 10 foot lengths. So there'll be no custom lengths that will be provided. Everything's going to come in 10 length increments. You can obviously cut every 2 inches in order to make it so that it can fit your job, but from distribution, it'll be 10 foot only. Okay,
so I get the follow-up question. We had another question, I think maybe somewhat similar. And again, I'm just reading these off. I'm not an expert whatsoever. So the LED strip, there was a question, is it 16 feet and what is the RGB?
So it is 10 foot lengths. This is white only. So the RGBW rope light will be coming later on. So this will be white only. So there are no RGB values.
Okay. And then what is the diameter, is from Taylor, what is the diameter of the tree ring fixture bracket capable of handling?
Hi, can you hear me? Sorry, yep. I think I was on mute. It's okay. Somewhere, I'll have to pull that up specifically, but there are 2 different sizes, and it fits, I believe, somewhere between 8 and 24 inches. But I can pull it up and confirm.
Okay, perfect. And then is the Elon control system finalized? This question's from Chip. At one point, the only controllers listed under Elon were actually Control 4, and later he checked back in and there was no Elon control.
It is finalized. The website should be updated now for the Elon controllers. It was developed by Elon, so they should have the official release in their system for the integrators.
Okay, perfect. And then are the KG and TE in-grade fixtures 12 volt or line footage?
They are low voltage. So they have they're integrated LEDs for the KG. So there's the white 1369 LEDs and ZDC option. For the TE, it's an integrated MR16. I mean, sorry, an LED MR16 lamp.
Okay. And then I think there's one of these that kind of crosses over both irrigation as well as lighting. With the wireless flow sensor, has there been any issues with lighting interrupting the wireless connection?
No.
I figured. All right, so I'm going to go back and some of these questions that you've received we got on the lighting side, I'm just going to push those over to the experts directly. And some of these we can answer individual with you guys. So if we don't get to them in a public format, I'm going to have them get to you back individually from each one. I do want to go back. There was one that I incorrectly asked the question, and Forrest corrected me, and I apologize profusely. So this was back for the conventional wire back to the conventional wire for the EZ Decoder system, meaning 14 gauge. I said gallon. I meant to say gauge. So does that question make a little bit more sense to you?
It does, although I think the answer is probably the same. With the EZ system, there actually isn't a minimum wire size. There's a minimum distance you could expect to go with a given wire size, and that can be affected by the number of expected active solenoids. But you could use 18 gauge wire with a single, from memory, with a single active solenoid. You could go up to about 900 feet, 300 meters with a single active solenoid. As soon as you turn on a second solenoid, it'll basically cut that distance in half. In other words, your standard 24-volt wire sizing rules will apply because it is a 24-volt system. But it does give you a lot more flexibility. One of the things that's been appealing about it is the ability to retrofit two-wire controls to existing conventionally wired systems. Because if you take a pair of wires, say the common and the hot for the furthest away solenoid, you can actually retrofit the EZ Decoder into that, provided you do, every valve box in between, and turn the whole thing into a two-wire system. That's been super handy when you have very aging wire in the ground, and they just want to eliminate a lot of the problems and use their two best wires. So I hope that answer makes a little more sense. Back to the 14 gauge, I guess. In normal EZ installations, I would say you can easily expect 2,200 feet with a single active solenoid on 14 gauge wiring. More active solenoids does cut that down. It's also a very conservative spec because we rate it for a very high soil temperature. The higher the temperature, the greater the resistance of the wire. I think most users could expect to go a little bit further, but I don't know what their in-ground temps are likely to be. So we figure at high side, worst case, with a little safety factor. 2,200 feet, 14 gauge.
Okay, perfect. And so this question, I know we're coming up on the hour. This next question, I think, has to do a bit with troubleshooting and maybe some advice on how to troubleshoot. This quite basically states that a system is converted from Wi-Fi to control to cloud-based. However, it doesn't frequently work, and the device ID needs to be re-entered each time. So these types of issues, what is the best process to do, or what steps should be made in order to troubleshoot this kind of issue?
Great question, comes up a lot. Depends a little bit from product to product, but if it's Wi-Fi, we have a great tool. We have access to a great tool, and I think we're going to internalize it, which is actually a Wi-Fi troubleshooting system in a box, if you will, a virtual box, to where we're getting to the place where any user could actually access it for themselves and say, here's your problem, here's what's not connecting. For our cell connections for Centralis, we have other tools and other options there. Personally, I always restart the controller and then look for that router again. And from there on out, I think we have a lot of troubleshooting steps in our knowledge base, and I think we're going to be adding a lot more both steps and tools to where we could automate the process. But I guess if we're coming up on the hour, to get further into that, any of these questions that didn't get answered fully, we're very contactable. I am, Kelsey is, Greg is, lighting folks are. Let's pick it up from there.
Yeah, and like I said, if you guys want to email education@irrigation.org, we'd be more than happy to send off your questions directly to our panel of experts. I have one comment and one question. So Sarah just got back to us. The tree ring is 8-inch to 21-inch tree diameter range. Sarah, did I get that right?
Yes, you can go to the spec
Probably.
sheet on the website to look at the exact range for the 18-inch ring versus the 24-inch ring.
Perfect. And then we have one more question, and we'll close things out. Will the Luxor cloud-based upgrade be a faceplate change, and/or will there be a download to perform the upgrade? Can you retrofit older faceplates to the new cloud-based platform?
So any old Luxor ZD or Luxor ZDC that went by the SKU number LZD or LZDC, you'll need to update just the face pack. Any new Luxor that was a Luxor 2, so I believe that was in 2018, those face packs can just be updated with firmware and you can get the cloud functionality that way.
Perfect. Greg, on behalf of the Irrigation Association, thank you to Hunter for this. That was amazing. The production quality of your videos, the expertise you guys provided. I expect nothing less from Hunter, to be honest with you, but it was fantastic. Do you have any closing thoughts, comments you'd like to make?
No, thank you, John. It's always a pleasure to partner up with the IA and do these types of events. We really appreciate our partnership with you guys, and we really appreciate everybody's time joining us today. It's really exciting to talk about what's new and what was new in 2020. These lists for both the what's new in irrigation and what's new in lighting brochures can be found on our website. I just wanted to point that out. So on the Hunter Industries website, you can get the what's new in irrigation, and the fxl.com FX Luminaire website, you can get the what's new from there as well. A little bit more detail about each of the products that we talked about today. So thank you so much, John. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. We can't thank Hunter enough for all you do for your customers and the industry as well. So thank you very much, Greg. Thank you to Sarah, Kelsey, James, David, the whole Hunter team for putting this quality presentation together. I really do appreciate it. And a copy of this will be available on our YouTube page, our social media channels within the next couple of days. So really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.